All right, welcome everybody to Box to Box. It's Matt, it's Brad. We're going to run through the weekend soccer slate. This Box to Box episode is brought to you by Pickett. Awesome app for tracking your bets, shopping lines. A lot of good resources within that app to help you become a more successful sports bettor. So, with the plug out of the way, we got a nice soccer slate this weekend. Looking forward to running through it here.
Doing
with Brad.
good,
How you
dude.
doing today, man?
For anybody who watched the watch along last night, we cashed absolute massive tickets. Like the pre-draft bets were good. We got a plus 300, a plus 250, a plus 140, but we smashed a plus 700 live, which was It looked dead in the water. Looked dead in the water, and the Baltimore Ravens out of nowhere draft Zay Flowers to cash plus 700 live on the stream. So I'm ready to bring that momentum into cashing some more tickets on Box
Love
to
it.
Box.
Yeah, my buddy who's a diehard Raiders fan, after they take Witherspoon, he in our group chat, he's like, "Here's this 50-1 ticket I just cashed." I'm like, "Bitch, share that thing."
You have to share it ahead of time.
And I'm just like, "What?" Like, I don't know. It was wild. So, yeah, draft. I mean, crazy stuff. I know a lot of people made some good money with the Bryce Young first overall that AO and JD gave out. That was a good one to get catching him at plus 200. I know you were on that early, going back to the NFL shows when we were talking about it. So, but yeah, let's jump into the soccer slate, man. Today we've got a few games. I figure we'll swing back to them once we have lineups. That's usually what we do, so we don't say, "Hey, well, once we see lineups, we'll swing back." So we'll pause the stuff today. We'll go to Saturday and we'll start in England. Early kickoff. We got Palace against West Ham here in a nice London derby. Roy Hodgson's got Palace playing okay. Moyes seems like he's near the sack, but he's pulled them out of the fire here. They may. I think they'll be all right. I think West Ham's going to be okay. They found goals. They got Antonio scoring again.
They did.
So I'm interested to see how this one will be. I think, like I mentioned, Antonio's in form. Is there anything you like in this? I know the bookies have it about even. Palace about 165. West Ham plus
this is going to be a
175.
contrarian play. I'm going to be on both teams to score at minus 108. Like, if you're a stat guy, close your ears because numbers don't line up with this. Like, it's like 30% hit rate on the road for West Ham, like 50% for Palace at home. XG doesn't line up with this, but we have to remember that this is a different Palace team and a different West Ham team than even halfway through this season. Wilfried Zaha should be back. After reading the reports, Hodgson said he trained a few days this week, so they can add him to the squad, which is good. But even if Zaha only plays 40 minutes or 30 minutes in this match, they still have shown that, Eze, Olise, guys like that, and IU's even playing great, that they can get it done. And they were able to rotate some players last match. It didn't work out for them in terms of getting on the score sheet, but it was good for some of the guys in the midfield, like Decore and XYZ, like to Schwab, like guys to get some of that. When you're running the system that Hodgson's got him running, it's like kind of tiring on the legs. And then you talked about West Ham. West Ham have they've turned it around pretty well. It's cool to see Pagata getting goals, Antonio getting goals. Bowen should have cashed 3 tickets for us in that last match, but he was offside. But it's still all good. Also, if you want to look at like the numbers on that line, like the book is telling you that they think both teams are going to score, right? It's minus 240 for Palace to score a goal, and minus 245 for Palace to score a goal, minus 240 for West Ham. So I'm going to go ahead and take both teams to score in that match. This one could blow up in your face, but at minus 108, it's not like I'm taking minus 165.
Yeah, I've got it over here looking at FanDuel minus 104. I think it's a strong bet.
Okay, nice.
You look at their head-to-heads over the last few years. We got a 2-1 earlier this year, a 2-3, a 2-2, a 2-3. London derby, both teams. I think they're both safe. but they're not quite comfortable enough to like just have a totally abject performance. So that, I do think, yeah, they'll keep it rolling. We'll get goals. I like the both teams to score as an almost even money type of prop. I don't have a strong enough lean to tell you who's going to win. It wouldn't surprise me if they do share the spoils with like a 2-2 type of game. Goal scorers. I mean, we could peek at stuff. The prices right now. They do have Zaha listed plus 230. If he's starting, I kind of like that as a look. Antonio plus 250 for West Ham. Getting these forwards at over 2 bills is always fun to take in the Premier League because it's a league that has tons of goals usually, unless we're talking Chelsea or Wolves.
Yeah, the pricing on this for this game is going to be nuts. Like, I think that if you're a parlay guy like you are, like I'm not really that good at parlays, so I'll just take my little singles. I think that like looking at Antonio at plus 300, Bowen plus 300, Benrahma plus 440, Paquetá plus 500. I don't think that West Ham go to Palace and don't get on the score sheet here. And then one thing that I want to address for anybody who likes taking shots, I haven't decided if I'm going to wake up early or not yet. It depends on how many beers we have when we watch the playoffs tonight. But if
keep it to beer and you'll wake up. If bring out the hard stuff, you're gonna be sleeping in.
if Zaha plays on the wing and starts, take his shots because it'll probably be around over 2.5. If Eze starts on the wing, take his shots, but you're gonna have to parlay that with a goal. That's plus money. If Ayew starts on the wing, take Ayew's his plus money. And why I'm saying this is because this new Roy Hodgson team is a little different. They don't play as compact, and they play everything through the wings. Like if you watch them play, they don't center balls often. They'll do like an overlap run with the wings where the winger will come from the outside and come in kind of like replacing where the 9 would be if you're running like a false 9 or if you had a back to goal 9, which basically means if you're not having like quality possessions, you're going to shoot a crap ton. And West Ham don't have a lot of control in the ball. They're not organized enough, especially on the road. So like shot props for Crystal Palace should be pretty good here. If you guys have been following me ever since Hodgson took over that system that he in place, I've been taking shot props every single Palace game. Well, almost every Palace game, just against teams that aren't organized with possession.
Yeah. I like the prices on some of those assists from the wing. Like I'm seeing like 4 bills and stuff. Like I think there's definitely some value. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Like you mentioned, parlay people like JD likes to do his combo platters. I bet he does one for each side, and I think it's a good game where you can see one of those smacks. So let's move to the next one. We've got Brentford and Forest. Brentford and Forest both coming off big wins. They're 2 teams that are kind of on different sides of the table, but similar size, similar payrolls and stuff. We've seen Forest splash a lot of cash. Brentford not so much, but it's like a steady club. Forest doing everything they can to try to scratch and claw here to stay up. So Brentford, I think it's hard to not look at this price and say that's too expensive for me. Minus two bills, minus 225. They're not good enough for me to lay 2.5, 2 bills on. I just think that Forest are somewhat live here. I think they present a goal threat that I think is very real. So coming off a really good game where Forest, they beat Brighton 3-1. Not many people saw that. I think that'll elevate them. I do kind of like both teams to score in this because Brentford, especially at home, they did get 2 at the Bridge, but I feel like they always get at least 1 at home. So both teams score. I know it's kind of a generic bet, but minus 110 right now. I think it's a pretty darn good look. Tony, if he's up top, he's not really. He didn't get on the score sheet against Chelsea, so
he only likes to score at home now.
Yeah, and I mean, he got the one at home against Villa, so
Yeah.
he's a goal every other game against Nottingham Forest. I think that's a good bet. His goal right now sitting at plus 110. I don't love. I'd like to get that above $1.50. So I may sit and wait and live bet that, but pre-flop, both
Dude, I think if you don't live bet it, you could be totally cool playing Tony to score and over 2.5 goals. Every game but 3, I believe, for Forest on the road have seen at least 2 goals. I'm not gonna lock this in because I need to think about this game a little bit deeper. Because both these two bets, they're correlated. And so I don't know if I'm going to play a unit on each, play a half unit on each. But I like Brentford team total over 1.5 goals. The last 6 matches for Forest on the road have been over 1.5, and we know how the Bees buzz at home.
Yeah.
And I also think that Forest are in a bit of a letdown spot. After that massive 3-1 result, like that was a great game. But the other play that I actually am way more interested in is Forest over 3.5 corners. I have to shop it around. It's minus 135. Brentford had this weird thing. They literally just started doing it pretty recently when they're at home. And I don't understand why. I think it gets them in a little bit of trouble. But if they score first, they stop attacking and stop pressing at home, which is weird. Like that's something you do like on the road, which gives Forest going to have a lot more possession than they would. But if Forest scores first, that bet's dead. But it's over 3.5 corners for Forest. If you want to talk about hit rate percentages, it's 69% hit rate for Brentford. And I'm sorry, I'm doing this off the top of my head. I don't know. I didn't write that stat down. It's something like 72% hit rate for Forest on the road. So I like those bets. I like the Bell team to score. I'm at the point where if over 2.5 gets the plus money, I would take it. Not that I'm in love with over 2.5. I just think there's a little bit of value on playing that.
I agree. I'm looking at a couple of more of the goal scorer potential people. Brennan Johnson's 4 bills, Morgan Gibbs White 6 bills. Like, I mean, those
who
are
missed
some really
who
nice
missed the penalty in the game? Was it Brennan Johnson? Is he out?
Let me see.
Hold on, I have the injury report right here.
Yep. Let's see.
God, your report is so long.
It
was Nico Williams who's out. Brennan Johnson missed the PK, and Nico Williams is out.
Okay. Yeah, Nico Williams. I mean,
hit in the face, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking at their list is crazy long.
Their list is always long though. Their list is
their squad's huge. So they could almost have a full 11 on the treatment table here. Pretty nuts. All right, well, let's look at the other one in England here that day. We've got Brighton and Wolves. We just talked a little bit about Brighton losing and shipping 3 goals to Forest. Wolves, I think they've kind of steadied themselves a little bit. I think this could be a pretty good game. I still don't like Brighton at minus 200. Again, they're just not good enough for me to want to lay money like that. So if I'm going to attack anything, it's going to be in the prop market. I even think Wolves could probably steal a point here. The draw being like over $3, I think is a decent shout. But I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling either way. I think maybe shot market perhaps. Shots on target for like a Welbeck or a McAllister or Matoma, those kind of guys that I expect to be in the lineup. And on the Wolves side,
go ahead. I think this match is funny because Brighton is minus 205 and minus 125 for -1. Brighton have played so much football in the past week and a half. And then they chased the game for 20 minutes against Forest after just playing that really long cup match that went to PKs. Like, why would I lay minus 200? I would probably play +1. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze.
Sure.
Sorry. I'd probably play +1 for Wolves. Maybe over 1 in the first half is something I could look at. But the problem is I just don't trust Wolves to score enough to hit that over. It'd have to be a 1-1 in the first half for Brighton or a 2-0. So I'd probably be better off playing both teams to score in the first half instead of over 1, unless you're really overly concerned about push protection.
The first match that was played at Molineux, and Brighton won 3-2. It was a match that a penalty was awarded. Nelson Semedo was sent off for a last man foul. Just a really kind of a wild game. 83rd minute winner from Pascal Gross. I don't expect that kind of fireworks this time around. Yeah. I think, like you mentioned, Brighton, they've had a hell of a season, made a good cup run as well. I think they're just starting to fall off the pace of being able to hold it onto a Champions League spot, I think. So I would give them a small edge, but I honestly don't think I'll have a bet on this match. So unless you got anything else,
yeah, no, I won't have a bet on this. I think this is a good live bet match though for anybody who's watching.
Yeah.
Brighton's a fun team to live bet. Like if they're struggling to convert, you bet corners. If they look like they're getting quality shots, then you bet goals. It's literally straightforward with Brighton.
If you like Brighton enough, you almost want Wolves to score an early goal. That way you can get Brighton back at like a +110 to come back or so, or plus.
Yeah.
I think that to me makes a little bit more sense of a way to play it. But yeah, so let's see. We'll go to let's go to Sunday in the Premier League, and we will pull that up. Bigger slate on Sunday than on Saturday. We got Bournemouth and Leeds. I don't have a strong feeling either way for this. Leeds, I just know will ship goals. Bournemouth, I think, can score. To me, immediately my brain goes to both teams to score here.
Same.
Let me look at the price at it real quick.
It's gross now, and it was better this morning too. It was better this morning.
I bet by Sunday it's probably a -180 or worse. So maybe the ship has sailed a little bit on it. I think these teams are definitely capable. I like what Solanke's doing up top for Bournemouth. I think he can give that Leeds back line some trouble. And then whoever Leeds are playing in that kind of like attacking wing role, they seem to always cause trouble. So like whether it's Aronson, Somersville, Harrison, Ignoto, like all of those dudes are interchangeable and can ball out and get shots and stuff. So I think that could be a fun game. Both teams score.
Yeah, I go both teams score. There's some shot props here that I'm gonna probably be on. We need lineups, but I will be awake, so I'll post those in my channel. This will be a good game. I have this projected somewhere close to like 28 shots for the two teams combined. Neither one of them control possession well enough in the midfield to really think that they're going to be able to slow the pace of the game down. I think it's just going to be end to end.
Shots, the break-even point, or the cross from 0 from minus money to plus money is around 13 or 14 shots. So that would be fun, and I think that could be a game to put a same game parlay together of shots on target, because there'll be some fun ones. So Fulham and Man City. Fulham without Mitro, they just lack that that pivot that they can play off of. He's just such a battering ram, and he forces the back line to account for him, which I mean it's just without him they are somewhat directionless. They've got a lot of good players, but I do think that they need to probably button down the hatches and keep the goals down as best as they can.
Yeah.
Like if I'm Fulham, I'm playing a very, very defensive formation. And I just hope that City are not going to
Yeah.
put 4 or 5 past me. So that being said, I'm not going to lay 4 bills with City. I think that that's a little out of playable range. I think the only way to attack it would be City goals and potentially ladder them up if you're that
Mhm.
interested. A Holland goal again. The price is not for me playable at minus 190. Wait till halftime,
Yeah.
and if you haven't scored, you'll get it at plus money. We saw him, steal one at the death against Arsenal. I don't see any reason he won't add to his total. But yeah, I mean, Riyad Mahrez is, he's knocking really hard to be in that starting lineup. So if he does, I think his goal and his shot props,
Yeah, he
he's
is.
being very, very aggressive. Anytime you see in the pitch, so I would potentially target that. But I don't know. You got anything?
I'm probably gonna take this, but I'm gonna see if I could get it on Barstool. I'm like fairly certain there's gonna be some rotation through the City squad. And Julian Alvarez is over 2.5 shots. I just think Alvarez is gonna play. Holland played nearly the whole 90. There's no reason to run his tires to the ground against the Fulham side, who are down their best player against a team that they know they could beat. So I do think there's gonna be some rotation there. If I could get the price, like I need to get like minus 130. Like I can't play more than minus 130 for a shot prop. But I mean, if he starts, he's probably gonna start in a great position. He plays really, really deep, which is great for shots. I I think this is a letdown spot, but you think I'd be crazy enough to fade this Manchester
Right.
City team right now?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
It's
Not a
one of
chance.
those things that no, I do. The price isn't good enough for me to incorporate their money line on anything.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to bet it, I will attack the player props. They kind of think there's going to be 3 goals thereabout. That's kind of where the price is at. Like it moves to plus money if you think it'll
Yeah.
be 4 goals.
And
I'm kind of inclined to play the first half over 1.5 goals at plus money.
ooh.
Um, at plus 124 right now is what I'm looking at. You need 2 goals, not from City. You can get a Fulham goal here if you want to do just City and look at their away goals. You go to the away team for this one. It's plus 210 if you think
That's not
City can
bad.
get 2 in the first half. I think, yeah, not hateful. It's those would be kind of the ways I might play it instead of anything. Because yeah, like you said, they don't want to run everybody into the ground, but I don't know. I guess we'll revisit it on Sunday once we have lineups. So.
Lineups are out for the Dortmund match, by the way.
Okay, yeah, let's hit the rest of this quick slate and then we'll jump over there. United, and we'll go quicker so we can get to them. United and Villa, tough one for me. Villa are in form. I don't think United are as good as people seem to think. I know they can score some goals, but they are really, really poor keeping them out. And so to me, both teams to score would be a way I would play it. Minus 160, minus 170 kind of range. I don't love that. So instead, I would probably just look at goal scorers and look at the English guys. Rashford and Watkins. Kane's got a stranglehold on the striker position for as long as he wants to play international football. But Rashford and Watkins, I think, are a good 1-2 punch in probably the future of the English striker position. For now, Rashford, has to take up a spot on the wing, and Watkins. I mean, I just think he's got another ceiling. I think
I think that like Watkins is here right now. Like he could, like he's like Unai Emery has unlocked him.
Yeah, Emery. I think him and Ten Hag, they're both pretty tactically minded. It'll be interesting to see some of those battles in midfield. I think your Casemiro's and your Douglas Luiz, like you get some Brazilian fire in midfield there. probably some cards. But yeah, I think this is another one where you look at, like I said, both teams to score, but I would just immediately go to Rashford and Ollie Watkins. Watkins being over $2, and United haven't been able to keep anybody off the score sheet. Like you just pick a team and they'll score on United. I mean, Sevilla is just wrecking them. You've got Tottenham,
Yeah,
looked horrible, horrible. They should have won. The way they came out in that second half, United couldn't put a hand on them. Man, yeah. So what do you think?
I like both teams to score here. I don't mind both teams scoring over 1.5. Like I think this is a good, fun game. My only problem that I worry about is I need to see how United line up. They sustained a couple injuries in that last match too that I want to see like what happens. But I mean, I don't think that the lineup's going to change enough for me to kind of not like both teams to score on 2.5. Like I think it's pretty solid look there. I think we see goals. But I also get worried. Villa on the road sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's going into Old Trafford. Like if you've been watching this sport long enough, you just know that that's a place that United play better with the crowd behind them. But
yeah, their team total minus 143. Like that's it's gonna hit.
It is, and I think I kind of like a Villa first half goal. I think they can kind of catch them cold a little bit. Villa have been starting kind of fast, and I think I kind of like that as just a. And again, I want to see the teams how they line up, but that United backline gives me no confidence. Casemiro has to play like prime Casemiro to keep teams off the sheet here, and yes. So plus 142 for Villa to get a goal in the first half. I think I like it a lot. They've scored first in 9 of their last 10 matches. I think they could punch them. You look at the previous match. Villa beat United 3-1 at Villa Park. So, and then they played in the cup shortly after that. United won 4-2. So I think this is a game where we do see goals.
I'm excited for it. I feel like there's some good matches. Like last weekend, like the matches weren't that great. There's some good betting matches. I agree. This week.
Here's one that I think the next one here, Newcastle and Southampton, probably tougher. Newcastle, I bet their money line anytime it's like 130 or less. Cash with them. On the road, I was surprised they got 4 goals. But when they really want to turn it on, man, this team can fire it up. And they rotate too, which Eddie Howe's got like all these guys that can come in and he to have 2 strikers in form at the same time. such a luxury. Southampton, I see them kind of getting battered. Yeah. Like I think Newcastle could probably get 3 or 4 goals. And with that stingy defense, Southampton, Alcaraz is a nice player. Walcott's dangerous on with a counterattack, but I just don't see enough. And I don't see how Southampton
I have 2 plays on this, and I don't know my unit selection, how I'm going to do it yet. Both are going to be at least a unit. I might do 2 units on it. I'm going to take Newcastle corners over 6.5 and Newcastle corner handicap minus 2.5. Newcastle is the only team I think maybe outside of City in the Premier League that you don't want to try to press against. They were you maybe like at the beginning of the season, it's okay. Now you're on the road, and you're not going to press against them. So I think Southampton are going to be okay to try to play on the counter here. But the problem with this Newcastle side is with Bruno Guimaraes in the middle. They're so sound tactically with the ball. That's why they get a lot of corners, because they control the ball, they get shots up, they put ball in dangerous areas. I have the corner count like to 4 maybe, but it could be even lower on the Southampton side. But I haven't decided if I'm going to do 2 units on Newcastle's corners or if I'm going to do just 1-1. So it's Newcastle over 6.5 corners. I don't expect that line to move. Like when you bet corner props, they don't move that much when the spreads in game lines are high. Like if it's 2-goal spread, because corners are really correlated to the game flow. But even if Newcastle goes up 2 goals early, Southampton's not organized enough to apply a ton of pressure. That's why earlier in the season, Southampton they were up a man, I think it was against like United, maybe. They're up a man against United and they still lost the match because they're not organized. United scored a goal against them. So I like corners a lot this match.
I think team total, I'm willing to go to Newcastle over 2.5 goals at plus 138.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the strikers. I mean, Isak and Callum Wilson are both around even money to score. I think they both can score. Whoever starts scores, and then whoever comes in off the bench will probably score. I think that's the way to attack it, because Newcastle to win and for 2.5 goals in the match, I was thinking playing it that way is like minus 118. So I'd rather just go ahead and grab the team total instead. I think that's where the value's at. So I think we've got Liverpool and Spurs next. Yes. So that's going to be the last game on Sunday. Again, this is another game that's probably going to be awesome to bet. Two teams that are just going to attack. Defending is optional. Defenders are suspect. Even Van Dijk, man, he's had a season to forget. Terrible. Like, was it Bowen who kind of turned me? The goal ultimately got ruled out for West Ham, but like he had Bowen. Van Dijk just like inside and out, like his hips were looking like they were made out of concrete. Like, and then Bowen tucks it in. Allison's had a bad year, I think, too. Liverpool's got a lot of problems. They have steady. They dropped out of Champions League. They have won 3 in a row. I do think they can go here and get a couple goals against Spurs, because Spurs are just they're hilarious right now. I mean, they're on their third manager of the season. They don't have really an idea of how they want to play. I think, to me, immediately, like Romero for a card, it's probably going to be about $1.50. But I think I'm going to lock it in. The way Liverpool attack with speed, he's just going to be exposed. And
Romero's always good for a card.
Yeah, Romero's one of my favorite bets for a card. I think I have like a pretty high hit rate when I play it, like 80% or so. Like, I don't play it every match, but when I do, he's almost always good for it. And this is like a perfect match for it. Goals and shots, you name it, I like it. Like, you're not going to tell me anything.
There's a lot of shot props that I'm gonna have my own. I actually kind of want more like the role player. I kind of want like more like the role player shots and shots on target, or like defenders in this one. I think that Tottenham are gonna let up a lot of set pieces. I think they're gonna let up a lot of corners. So any of the defenders, if you want to take them for a shot on target, I think we can.
Well, and I mean, we saw Robertson and Alexander-Arnold both get an assist in Liverpool's last match. Tottenham play 3 at the back. So there is space out there on the wings, because those wing backs aren't really good defenders. The guy that they grabbed from Portugal, he scored a really nice goal, but he can't really defend in one-on-one situations. And then they got Perisic, who's again, he's more of a midfielder and used to be a winger. That they've
I don't like him at the wing back position. I just think that he's out of position.
Yeah, he's just not a defender. So I think Liverpool can take advantage of the space on the wings. I like both wing backs to potentially get an assist. Gakpo with the kind of daisy cutter, like out of the box finish. Like, that was a good finish. I think the keeper probably could have saved it, but I think he's doing enough to hold off Nunez as the center forward. So how do you not, if he's starting, I'm going to be on
I was going to be on Gakpo shots, but I have to parlay. I'm like, gone are the days of taking Gakpo shots for plus money, I think. But you have to parlay them. But you can still get plus money if you take like over 1.5 goals. Should get you even money around if you parlay it. But I like Gakpo shots a lot. I don't try to dive in the shot market too much, but when you have games that are going to be open like this, like I feel like we're just leaving money on the table if we don't dive into the shot market.
I think having a parlay of, you play obviously Salah and Kane. But then, your guys like Son and Gakpo and Jota, the odds aren't going to be as fun, but I do think you can cook something up, probably get, plus 500 or thereabouts. You throw 4 or 5 of these guys together in a nice open match. And if you, like you said, if you want to go deeper to some of the role players, I think there could be some value in the midfield guys like a Højbjerg or a Pedro Porro is the Portuguese guy's name. I just thought I couldn't think of it, but I think you look at Højbjerg. He's always apt to take a rip from distance, and then the midfield in Liverpool. I mean, Klopp's he's got some options starting to come back a little bit, but I'm not sure how he lines that up. So to be more dependent on that. But yeah, I expect a fun open game, bunch of goals. I think there'll be at least 4 goals in that match. So if you just want to root for chaos, then you could play the goal market and just go overs. Do you hate that?
For Liverpool? We could get a lot of minutes on the stars, on the forwards, because Firmino's out, and then Jota, he got hurt.
Okay.
I don't know if he's playing or not, but if Jota got hurt, like he's not going to play the whole match. So that leaves Gakpo and Salah
ready to play too.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying Gakpo and Salah should play the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
Which helps us out. Then they'll mess around with Nunez, Diaz, and Jota.
Yeah, I like over 3.5 goals at plus 124. I think
that's fun.
I think Liverpool will put at least 3 past Spurs. And I mean, Spurs, they have enough quality, and Liverpool are suspect enough at the back. I do think that they'll get on the score sheet. But both teams to score is obviously not in playable range when a game is like that. So if you want a big old parlay, like, you could add a minus 180 leg into it. But it is it for the Sunday slate. And I believe Monday there's one.
I'm not
match,
betting that match.
The Arsenal match. Yeah. No, it's Leicester Everton.
Leicester versus Everton.
Yeah, Leicester Everton. Relegation 6-pointer there. Leicester.
That one is.
I think, they have more attacking talent in this team. I think Sean Dyche he's bereft of options. Like, let Everton have a lot of good utility guys, but nobody that can really unlock anything. So for me, I would lean Leicester, but yeah, it's the only match on, so I will probably have a bet on it at that point. Mads, if he's in there, I always like him for a shots on target or potentially assists.
This was tough for me because like I just don't trust the finishing quality on both teams. And then also like Leicester have these weird spells through their match where like they're very good for a chunk of 15, 20 minutes. And then, but you don't know if it's going to come in the beginning, middle, or end. And I don't want to have to try to guess with this Leicester team. Maybe I can interest myself in both teams to score. Maybe. I think I can.
Vardy's more of a sub at this point in his career. I think a player like that, of all the teams that are in the bottom, between Leeds, Forest, Leicester, Everton, Southampton, like 3 of those 5 are going down. Jamie Vardy's the best finisher in any of those teams, and I think his goals just might be enough as kind of to keep them up.
Yeah,
like, as the club legend that he is, if he can grab, they got 5 matches left here. If he can grab 3 or 4 goals, I think that'll be enough to.
I need them to stay up because
Yeah.
I have Southampton and Leeds
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
relegated. So
I think they
even
can.
to
I mean,
stay up.
it's just going to come down to, you know, like this. If they can beat Everton, that's massive. Massive,
Yes.
massive, massive. So, all right, we're done with the England slate here. Let's look at today's games. We wanted to zoom back. We want to start in Germany with Bochum
Where is
and
that?
Dortmund.
There we go.
Dortmund are like -2 bills or worse. Obviously, pretty high price, but I don't think it's unplayable. I think the team total is the better way to attack it. I don't know. I mean, do you have any bets in on this one?
This 4-5-1 is giving me so much stress though, because it's not really great for player props. But I have Dortmund first half money line. I just thought -108 was a good play, a good price there. This is against a Bochum team who they've lost 3 straight first halves and lost 4 out of 5 first halves of their last 4 out of 5 last first.
Yeah, I was gonna say easy for you to say, right?
I know, but I don't love that play. That's a value play. The play that I do love, Karim Adeyemi, 1 shot on target, plus at least 2 goals in this match. I like the over 2.5, but it just didn't give me enough value to take over 2.5 and parlay with that. I would probably want it to be closer to plus like 180. It only came out to be like plus 125, so I just kept it at 1.5, and it's
Nice.
-112.
Yeah, I'm looking at the first match. Dortmund were all over them. They were up 2 goals within the first 15 minutes. Added a third before halftime. The match kind of lost its steam after that. Because 3-0 in the first half. Everybody knows it's pretty much over. So Dortmund, could they do that again here on the road? Potentially. I do like their lineup. You mentioned Adeyemi. I think if you have a book that allows you to play shots on target in the first half, which FanDuel is a book that does, and I know for sure. DraftKings, I think, makes it you 1 in each half and things like that. But the first half shots on target, Danya Malen and Karim Adeyemi, I think both of these guys are good looks to have shots on target in the first half. 30. Obviously, you'd like to have better prices than that, but I could see both of those guys doing it.
You got to take him for a goal, right? He's due. He has not scored.
He does. Yeah, he had that purple patch in the middle of the season, and then he got hurt. And so now he is in that due state. Emery Can and Jude Bellingham are, I guess the holding midfielders, I guess, if you will. Jude doesn't really hold, but there's a lot to like. I mean, this team looks good. I love when Guerrero is in the side, the Portuguese left back. That dude's got a quality delivery. He really can, whip things in from the out wide. Haller, he's the big target man. He's the center. That it wouldn't surprise me if he scores, but I don't like his price today. -145 for him. It's just not a playable range. So I like Adeyemi and Malen. I think I might actually make that a bet.
I like
a Malen goal.
He scored 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5.
Form. Yeah. I think that's a bet at plus money for me, but safer looks would be the shots on target in the first half. I don't have much on the other side for Bochum. I mean, Hoffman he's not that good, but I mean, if a chance falls to him, he can tuck it away. But he's in there with Nicolas Sula and Mats Hummels, who are big, tall center half. So I don't see a ton of chances for them.
I'm gonna go with you and take Malen as well. But I'm gonna take Malen and I'm gonna put some goals on it to bring. Wow, the price doesn't come up that much. I guess I'm not gonna be greedy. Never mind. I'm just gonna take the.
Do you have him at plus money?
Oh yeah, I have him plus 200.
Okay, plus 200. Yeah, I'm gonna shop it around. FanDuel is robbing you right now. I'm trying
to decide how much I want to put on it.
But yeah, I think Mullen.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
take it. I'm
dig
gonna
it.
put a unit
So
on it.
um, yeah, I need to lock that in because I'll end up forgetting. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the first half thing on FanDuel, like I mentioned, because it's something I want to not forget.
There,
I think it's a good look. So I'm going to be betting while while doing the
there
show
were two
here, which
props
is
that I was
always
really
fun.
interested in this match.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I don't know if anybody knows, like my betting strategy, I don't look at odds first. I try to guess the odds, and both of them came out as horrible odds. I was gonna take Allaire 2 shots on target and Mullen 2 shots on target. I thought Allaire would be like plus 140 and Mullen would be a little bit higher. Dude, they're like plus 125, plus 145. I was like, no, not a chance. I think I just stick with goals here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do goals. I'm gonna sprinkle a little on Allaire to score too.
That. What is? Yeah, plus 195 on the parlay of Malin and Adeyemi to both have their first. God, Julian Brandt plus 155 for him.
It's because
now I'm going to end up like
it's the 4-5-1, dude. Like there's so many dudes who can.
You know what? I might throw. I'm gonna throw Brandt in there too, and just I can. FanDuel's limiting me at 96.75, so that's a sign that hey, one unit on these guys to get their first half shots on target to win five units. So that's the bet for me. Placing that in, I will copy that and put that in my channel. And then yeah, I do like I'm going to be on where I guess with squad right here with a Mullen goal. All right, cool. The other matches today. I
needed to talk to you about one of them.
Yes,
because it starts at 2:45. The Spezia versus Monza. Dude, I just feel I want both teams to score so bad in this match. Monza's in great form. They're really leaky on the road. Tell me, you like it, hate it? What do you think? I haven't locked it in. I just really want to, but I just feel like as much as I like it, I was expecting closer to like minus 150. It's minus 125. Am I like liking it too much?
You know, in Italy, it's weird because I thought that Fiorentina would absolutely blast Cremonese yesterday, and you know they end up goose eggs, and so my feel for Italian footy right now is not great, but I do like your look. I you don't think you're too far off base. It does make sense.
Spezia haven't scored in 6 out of the last 8 matches, but like this is a leaky Monza team.
Yep, I think you're on target. I like your handicap. Okay. I'm not going to talk you off of it, but it's one of those things for me. Like I said, like I every time I go into here, like I'm like, okay. The couple times I've been right is in the Champions League with the Milan clubs. I you know remember from the spaces, I felt like I was not on an island, but I liked dinner against Benfica and I liked AC against Napoli, but like outside of that, I don't have a great read on it right now. So I've kind of backed off doing anything in Serie A. And maybe I'll get back into it here and I could, you know, pick back up. But I think Osimhen being hurt, I think that coincided with my form in Serie A dropping too. Because I couldn't just plug in Osimhen and be like, all right, we're on Victor to score. That'll start up one unit, and then we'll go from there. You know, it was just kind of a confidence play. But Leao, I mean, I guess he's your go-to guy now in Serie A.
And did you hear he said he'd rather stay in at Milan to be the superstar there? Dude, if he stays at Milan next season, his props are going to be so fun to bet.
Yes, I think you know, he's a great player, and I think there's something to it. Like he could make a move right now to a bigger club. But right now, I mean, AC Milan
Yeah.
is a top 10 brand in the world. Like Milan, a wonderful city to live in. He, him being from Portugal, he probably likes, the nicer weather and everything else. Like, why rush to come to England to chase like the bigger check if he can
And
secure a
have a
raise?
lower role.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, so if he comes to like City, for example, like, yeah, okay, is he going to get? At best, he's splitting time with Grealish. If he goes to United, are United going to get rid of Jadon Sancho, who's
Yeah.
like their highest earning player? I don't think so. I think they're very invested in keeping that. So, like, again, you're splitting time with Marshall or Rashford or Jadon Sancho. I just don't see it there. Chelsea, I mean, how many more wingers can they possibly buy? They've already bought, Mudryk in that position. They have a bunch of other guys they got to sell. Like, I don't see the fit yet. So, smart move. Real Madrid, Vinny Jr. is right there. Barcelona, I could see him there potentially, but like they've got a lot of good young players coming through anyway that I don't think they're, excited to put on the bench. They've got Fati
And now,
Pedri.
was it Javi has his driver's license now?
Yeah, right. And I mean, they've still got Dembele to come back. They got Rafinha there. Maybe Messi's coming. I just don't see a move to like a bigger club on the cards.
Doesn't make
Bayern,
sense.
maybe, like I guess Bayern could make some sense because they may have some availability on the wings here with Nabri and stuff like that. But yeah, great.
Exactly.
Just stay put. Everything's clicking. You can be a legend there. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this out in my channel now with
cool. I'm gonna, for anybody who's betting this Lecce game, I'm gonna probably take Lecce corners over 5.5 once it gets there. They are not sitting, and I do not think this Udinese team that they put out right now is gonna be all that great in the midfield. So
and
I'm gonna take that soon. It's at 6.5 right now. I'm waiting for it to drop. It should drop anytime. No, oh man, Udi just got a corner, so I don't know.
I'm trying to shop this Mullen goal. I need to lock that in too. I'm gonna look over here on the Canby books. Usually they're pretty damn good. I gotta just make sure I get this in. I am terrible at giving looks and then forgetting to bet them once it's live. So forgive me. I'm gonna lock it in, and hopefully this price shopping is valuable for you. Let's see, Bochum and Dortmund, and goal scorer, 2 score, Mullen 155 there. You said you found a $2 price on Mullen?
Yeah.
Is that
I got
Bovada?
offshore? Yeah.
I might just play it on Bovada then.
Oh, dude, they moved the line to -200 for Lecce over 5.5 corners. It was plus money. Oh, dang, that stinks. The books literally saw what I saw. They probably thought they were going to sit deep, and they're not. That's kind of brutal.
View all. Germany. This thing is. I hate finding matches on DraftKings. Like that is one of my biggest pet peeves. They do not make it easy to find matches. Okay, here we go. Goal score props. And Mullen 175. Yep. So that's where we're taking it. We're going to DK here and locking that in. All right. So other things today. Let's get back to looking at some other stuff. We've got Osasuna and Sociedad over in Spain. Sociedad and Betis, I watched that match. I can't believe I made it all the way through it. It was so boring. I mean, Osasuna here, they've had a pretty good season. They're going to finish top 10. I lean Sociedad here at plus money on the road. I think they could potentially go there, keep a clean sheet. They did in the reverse fixture win it 2-0. That would be kind of my play. I just don't have a strong enough conviction. I might not even have a play on this. I probably will sit this match
Yeah, I
out.
set that one out. I looked at the lineup too, and I just didn't see anything that was like, God, you gotta
Right. I
play
mean, I
this.
like when David Silva's in the team. He's a really nice creative player. You'll know him from, obviously his time in the Premier League, but
Yeah.
my deposit was unsuccessful. My ass. Come on now. Okay. DraftKings is playing games. Yep, we'll skip that one. Any Lyon and Strasbourg over
I
in
didn't look at the
France?
price there, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw both teams to score
Yeah, so
there.
we've got
So probably both teams to score over 2.5 would probably have to be the play. Oh no, we could probably get both teams to score at a good price. -140. It's not terrible.
not terrible. Yeah, Strasbourg. They've won 2 in a row, so I mean they're no chumps. I think that they could definitely, like you said, score a goal here. Let's look at the lineups here. Lacazette is starting, so obviously it's a great play in France to score.
Oh, I clicked the wrong lineup. I was like, wait, what?
Where is it? Live and upcoming. And scrolling down. Sorry, scrolling's never fun. Goals. We've got Lacazette at plus 135 on FanDuel. You can always shop that around. Yeah, to me, I mean, that's playable range. It's plus money, pre-flop. Hard to not like it.
Yeah.
Anything you got other than
No, I
both
think
teams
that's it. And Lecce just got their corner. I should have played it when it was plus money. I didn't play it at all. No, I'm crying.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've still got to lock this Mullen goal in. I'm like PayPal acting stupid here as I'm doing my deposit. But yeah, I think Lyon could win that match. But I would rather try to just bet on who's going to make the goal and then cash the ticket and forget about it. Not worry about them trying to hold a lead on the road if they secure a lead even to begin with. So tomorrow in let's do Spain. I guess we've got Elche Vallecano. I don't have anything in that match. Do you got anything of note?
No, I only have a couple bets.
Okay. Yeah, we can go to the Real Madrid and Almeria match. Madrid are definitely in the fuck it mode.
Yeah.
It's all about the Champions League at this point, which understandably so, they've got to worry about that. Vinny still had a really nice game, goal and an assist in their last match, but their effort is pretty bad right now.
It's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, -700 at home money line doesn't make much sense. If Benzema's recovered from whatever knock he's got and starts, I'll probably play him for a goal.
The only way I'd play this from a side perspective, I'd probably just put a little on Madrid first half over 1.5. I think this is a good spot for them to just kind of get out, like get in, get out, like like we score here, then we just pump the brakes and just like you said.
I mean, let's look at their last game. Madrid won 2-1. That was all the way back in August. Second half goals from Vasquez and David Alaba. They were behind at halftime 1-0. I mean, it's in the Bernabeu, so like you said, probably a get right spot.
Hard team to trust.
I just don't trust them. Yep. They all the league's gone for them, and yeah, they could technically get caught for second place, but like I don't know. To me, just play your first half stuff, yeah, and then forget about it. Like Barcelona and Betis, I think there's a little bit of the same thing with Barcelona going on. Like they know the league won.
Oh, I have a play on that game too, and
yeah, rock and roll. Go ahead. Let's
let me give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. I'm taking Barcelona -4.5 corners. The problem with Barcelona as like they've just been really terrible at finishing, but they've been getting themselves in pretty good position. And Betis don't really attack that much on the road. I would rather -3.5, but Barcelona's corner total is set at 7.5. Oh shoot, this already moved. No, it's okay. We're good. Still -120. And Betis is set at 2.5. I'd be shocked if they take more than 2 corners in this match. Which basically the books is saying that like it's going to land on 5. I think it's going to land on 6 or higher. And then if Betis get lucky and steal one, we're pretty much cooking with peanut oil.
Yeah, to me this is a 1-0 Barcelona win. They'll grind them out. They'll get their goal and they'll just grind them out. It's less than
I don't see a blowout here
in almost every Real Betis match. Like it's just they're an under machine. Barca's defense is so good. I don't really see them conceding here. So, all that evidence, is Barcelona did go there and win 2-1 at the restart. I think it might have been the first match after the World Cup, and 0-0 at a halftime. Betis went down a man in that match, so you kind of have to throw that in there. Carvalho got a red card. And
this could end 0-0. Like that's how gross this match can be.
0-0, or to me, I like the 1-0 win for Barcelona. I think that you should get that around +500, +550. I'll definitely make that a play. I called it on last week's show, and they did it to Atleti Madrid, and I didn't have it in my bet slip. It's another one of those. Damn it! Why didn't I?
Those are the worst.
So not making that same mistake this week. I'll definitely have that. Also Saturday, Serie A. We talked about AC Milan a little bit already. They are going to the capital to take on Roma. On paper, pretty nice matchup here. I think Roma are dealing with injury though. I think their squad. I mean, with Dybala being out, he's just so key to what they want to do. I can't trust Tommy Abraham at all. Like the dude's form last year was fantastic. This year, he looks back like Bambi on ice. Just terrible first touch, no confidence. So. To me, it's hard to look at anything other than a Milan win here. I think they can go there, and
I think Milan want to get this win too, because if they go there, they get the win there. That pretty much almost ices them for if they don't win Champions League, but that almost ices them for a Champions League spot. I have a Roma top 4 ticket, which I want to burn in hell because I hate Roma right now. But I think
if Juve didn't. Have that decision reversed.
I know,
pretty, but
I just think Milan's playing in such great form, and Roma's not. Like, let me go through like these Roma results that they've had have been terrible. In that match against Atalanta, when Atalanta scored first, Roma was the team that was on the front foot. It was weird. Roma was on the front foot, and then Atalanta scored, and they were like, "There's no way we can come back from this." That match against Feyenoord was not good either. Like, there's just a bunch of matches that they've played recently that haven't been good. Neither match that they played against Feyenoord was good. They're bad against Torino, bad against Lazio. Like, they've just been bad. Sassuolo lost. There was a red card in there, but like, I just haven't been impressed with the form that they've had.
Yeah, to me, we mentioned Leao. We can't say enough nice things about him. The one thing we kind of I do think they take this. Pioli puts out his best team to get this win for the reasons you said. Like, I think a win here. This is a 6-pointer for the Champions League spot. So yeah, three points here would be massive. Mourinho will probably just try to park the bus, and if he can grind out a draw, he'd be probably very happy right now considering the way Roma are playing. But I just think Milan will be too good for him, and I like getting +175 here for him. I'm definitely going to take a stab at it.
Yeah, I'm going to take him to. I'm going to probably take Milan to win, and then put a quarter of a unit on Leao to score and a quarter of a unit on him to assist.
I like it.
I was really ticked off last match. I was doing it for my cruise, and luckily, when you're cruising national water, you get all the soccer matches. I bet him scored assist, And like this man, all he wanted to do was score goals. His prices are always like plus two, like 50. So you get really
Yeah,
good value, even if
you're
he
getting
only
over
does one
3
of the
bills
two.
for his goal.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a must play at that price. His assist, again, shop it around, but it looks like you're going to get like 4 bills for that. So really, really juicy props for Leal. Uh, I'm I would be very surprised if
Mhm.
Pioli doesn't take this seriously. All of this being said, wait to the lineup. Once you see that they're playing their A team and not the the B team, I think you're good to lock it in because Roma, especially if Dybala is out, which I think he's going to be, I don't see where they're going to get goals from. So the other match is Torino and Atalanta. I probably won't have a bet on this match. You know, Atalanta are
Yeah,
a
they
tough
are
team to get a hold on. Some Zapata, I just don't understand why he's still playing. He seems to be up there every match. I mean,
doing nothing.
Gasparini, yeah, Gasparini's trusting though, man. I
They need
guess
to put
he
in
likes
what's his name? Oh man, well of course I'm drawing a blank right now.
Hoyland.
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah,
play start every match.
yeah. His, I think he's a pretty good player. I think he could, like you said, he needs to just get games at this stage,
Yep.
and let him get as many matches as possible. I don't know. I think depending on how it is, again, I don't think I'll have a bet on it. So I'm fine moving off of that one.
Yeah.
Germany, we'll kind of go bing, 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 try to get through these because I know we're
Cool.
right at about an hour. Cologne, Freiburg, I won't have anything on. Freiburg,
No.
they're a tough team. I think that if you see their lineup, Greg scored 2 goals and Lucas Holler got one in their last match, if I'm not mistaken. Greg's a player that he scores when I don't bet on him, and he'll
He
miss 3
does.
sitters when I do have to. So he's kind of in my doghouse. I don't really bet it, but I think I'd lean Freiburg.
I
What
lean
about you?
Freiburg in that match. I wanted to play both teams to score. Just because Cologne's at home and that's literally a thing, but you'd have to play the combo. And I just don't trust Freiburg in combo bets. Like what I mean is oh, you don't. The price is only 118. I'm really shocked by that. I think I'm gonna play both teams to score in here just because I love Cologne at
I
home
can
for
take it.
both teams to score.
Yeah,
I think I'm
next
gonna do that.
match we've got is Union and Leverkusen. That's a fun one. Both teams can actually get after it and score some goals. So I do like the both teams to score angle. Diaby, Verts in really nice form.
Yeah.
It would be fun to see if they had Patrick Schick fit and firing up top.
Mm-hmm.
That trio would really, really be an entertaining watch. But
I
P. Folk should start for Union. He's always going to be in my doghouse for missing that sitter for the U.S. where he went out for a corner basically when he was like point blank range. Like
yeah.
I think Gio Reyna's face is just still etched in my memory. Like, how the fuck did you miss it that? But like, he should start. So I mean, look at his shots, potentially a goal. I don't know. Any looks for
Yeah.
you?
I'm just gonna so how I'm playing this, I still have to shop the pricing, but I'm gonna play Leverkusen for a quarter of a unit on the draw no bet, and the other half. Wait, no, I said that wrong. 0.75 unit I'm playing on draw no bet, and then the other quarter of a unit I'm playing on money line. I just think Leverkusen's form's just way too on fire right now. And Leverkusen are like one of the few teams in the Bundesliga that play better on the road.
Yeah.
They always get up for their road matches. So I think that's just my favorite way
If
to
they
kind of
want
play
any
that
hope
match.
of getting in the Champions League, they probably need to win.
Yeah.
They've fallen. They had bad form early, and they dealt with a lot of injuries. Leverkusen is a Champions League level club, but with Leipzig ahead of them, Union is in 3rd place right now. They've got a 8-point gap on
Yeah.
Leverkusen. If they don't beat them, I don't know if they can catch them with only it'd be about 8 games left. The gap would be double digits. if you get the win. So, like you said, it'd be a good game to bet the goals in because Leverkusen are going to be desperate to try to get them. If they have any, I mean, Freiburg are
that's
6 points
mountain.
ahead of them. So they've got to go for shit. So that's why I like it. Speaking of Leipzig and Hoffenheim, Leipzig at home, wagon. They'll probably blast Hoffenheim.
I was going to take -1.5 if I play. I haven't decided if I'm going to play it. I would play it. Hoffenheim suck. I would play it. I wouldn't play the Asian because I want to get plus money for it.
And for me, there's always good props on that side of things. If you want to look at Olmo, Werner, you name it, like whoever's in those attacking positions, they should get some shots, some assists, goals, you name it. Frankfurt, Augsburg. I mean, Kolomoani. It's the only thing I ever look at in Frankfurt matches. Kolomoani goal. If it's plus money, I'll take it. What about you?
I'm just going to take his shots. I always take his shots. Now you guys have to, if you guys play them, you have to take his shots mixed with one shot on goal. He's just so great on the ball.
Yep.
That's how that's the only way I play that. Play him as shots. I might take a goal as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the goal is a solid play. Outside of that, like I said, I don't really trust anything else. Yeah, I think that's a good look. Cash that one. Stuttgart, Gladbach,
nothing for me. This is okay. So this is a game where the numbers suggest that you take both teams to score over 2.5, but you have to, for anybody who bets, you also have to remember like the finishing quality of these teams is dreadful. So like I don't bet it. Like even though the numbers suggest it, like I try to stay away from that.
Yeah, I mean Gladbach a couple of years ago, when the guys were all informed together, like Alsan Playa, Lars Stindl, Jonas Hoffman, guys like that. They were a pretty attacking team that you could almost always count on scoring at least twice. They're not quite that same team right now. Thuram is out, who I know might be getting transferred out of there. So I think Lars Stindl, if he's up top, decent look for a goal. But yeah, nothing I absolutely love. With a ton of other things going on, I'll probably not have anything on it. Schalke, Bremen. I don't know. Schalke at home, desperate. They don't want to get relegated. I would lean them.
I feel like Bremen gets shut out in this match. Schalke at home just try so hard. Like this is gonna be the hardest game they play.
Schalke need to get a win here.
They need to.
Plain and simple. If they lose, they'll probably be going down. I mean, they can catch.
Sucks.
Like Hoffenheim and stuff. They're not running away from anybody. But yeah, Schalke, if they're such a massive club too. Like they're such a big club, and it'd be wild if they went down. So I think, well, they did go down, and then they
came back up. Yeah,
but I just think I like the price at them to probably, like you said, hold it, get a win plus 120. I think that's doable for them.
That's good enough. Yeah, don't have to keep a clean sheet. Record a shutout win is plus 320. I think I might sprinkle half for that.
Yeah. One final look in. I mean, in the other leagues that are a little smaller, I mean, goal scorers I'll probably be on in Portugal on the Benfica side, Giancarlo Ramos, and then in Turkey, Fenerbahce play. Probably be on, as long as it's, I mean, playable. You got to always have the playable ones. But Enner Valencia, if he's minus 175,
he's been nuts. His price has been nuts recently.
Yeah, pre-flop minus 175. You just can't play it. I won't even play it for Holland, who's the best in his position right now. I just can't find the value. I have fired a little bit live, like after a half hour, but even then, you're kind of hoping to thread the needle. Let's see, was there Sunday? And then get out of here after this. Nothing really in Spain that gets me too excited. Cadiz and Valencia, Villarreal, Celta. Stop me if you find anything that
I
sounds like
have
you want to bet.
this is gonna be a crazy
Getafe,
play that I was gonna play.
Atletico.
It's
Yeah.
just a statistical play. It was the Atletico Madrid match. I was gonna play that both teams to score no at plus 102.
Okay.
Valladolid have been scoring a crap ton, but they've been scoring on XGs of less than one match
Okay.
after match after match. Like at some point they have to come back down to reality. And as I say that, Kyle Aaron's score a goal and piss me off, but at plus 102, I'm okay with taking my chance.
Simeone is going to grind them out. Like
Mhm.
they can catch Real Madrid if they're slipping, they'll catch them.
Yeah.
And so I think an Atleti win and the unders make sense there for me. In Italy, Inter Lazio. I mean, on paper that sounds pretty good. Goal scorers obviously. Wait for lineups: Immobile, Martinez, Dzeko, Lukaku. I mean, tons of guys that can score some goals for you in this match.
I was probably
I don't know. Super early. You gotta wake up at 6:30 to watch that one on Sunday.
So early. I was gonna probably run back Lazio, not Lazio, Milan corners in this, just because I think Milan corners shouldn't be 5.5 at home. It cost me in the Coppa Italia because they scored literally in the 20th minute, but it's over 5.5 corners. I play it almost anytime they're at home. They're just such a corner wagon. And I don't think Lazio are going to care to push the pace that much.
Yeah. Napoli should handle business, I think, at home. Salernitana is I mean, 14th. They've drawn a lot of games. They haven't lost in a while, but I think Napoli could bless them here.
Yeah, they need this too.
Yeah,
Morale game.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where the title is still won. They're not in any danger of letting it slip, but they're due a performance, man. They owe their fans.
Exactly. You said it. They owe their fans.
They owe fans. Exactly. I mean, I think they could blast them here. Like, give me a Napoli ladder in this match. Why not? Like, Osimhen goal, special K goal, like you name it, I'm gonna play it just because to me I like the spot.
Yeah.
Nice. Fiorentina, Sampdoria. I'll jump back in on Fiorentina one more time. I'll put my hand in that fire and get burned again, I guess.
Are you gonna play what? They're gonna play their team total?
Yeah, because you can't play them on the money line. It's minus
God. Their team total is minus 217.
So I guess
over in 2.5.
Back on the Brazilian Cabral to score, maybe.
Dude, Cabral's played better than Jovic. I love it. I love to see it because Cabral sucked at the start. Like, obviously, everyone has that transition to a new team, and his price was so nice. I'm probably gonna do. I did this in their last match. It didn't hit, but I did in the match before. I'm probably gonna do Cabral a goal and Nico Gonzalez a goal, each for half a unit.
Yeah.
I have to shop Cabral's price because I don't like what he's at right now.
I like both of those guys' shots on targets. It's a sneaky play. I don't put in my channel a lot, but parlaying both of them to have a shot on target, it's fun. So your club, Juve, go to Bologna. What do you think? How are they going to perform?
I think they win 1-0.
1-0.
Bologna's an interesting club, right? Like, Bologna they don't ever have like the headlines, but they quietly just go like they went 5 or 6. What was it? I think it was like 6 unbeaten. Couple wins on the road, but I just think that like Juventus after that Coppa Italia game, I think they can finally relax. Like, they've been playing really good sides recently. Like, they played Napoli. They played Inter Milan twice. It's all like a span of 3 weeks, and they had to play Sporting, and then go to Sporting. Like, I think now they can just relax a little and be like, all right, let's play football, let's have fun, and then we just build, because they still need to build their attack for the Europa fixture with Sevilla, and I think this is a good game for them just to kind of play good football, quality football, relaxing football.
Midfielder, one of the defenders, because
I think
Vlahovic is out for this, right? He's got like a knock or something. I'm not.
Yeah, he's got a knock. It's called being a soft mother. He's the longest goalless streak of his career.
Yeah. And then Moise Keane, who is a good player, who I know they triggered the buy clause in his deal, so he's moved permanently over from Everton. Everton, who would have thought? Like, they have Moise Keane, who Juve want to play in their team, and they can't score goals at all.
Take him. We don't want to score.
Take him. We don't need him. They'll probably splash it on another overrated English forward or something. But yeah, Milik, I mean, he's not a forward that I like. He's kind of like,
Milik's just good.
He's like a poor man's Giroud. Like, he's like not as good as Giroud at the things that Giroud does. So like,
Milik's just good for betting shots.
Yeah,
but they price a shot so high. Right. He's not accurate, so I don't take shots on target with him.
To grab like a Bremer or a Rabiot or somebody like that.
Rabiot shot on target is 100% hitting, by the way.
Yeah, one of those guys to score from like a corner, so like or a cross from like Kostic or Di Maria. That kind of makes some sense for me. Like, set piece, get one of the big guys up. And then, that's the goal. They get the 1-0 grind it out kind of win. Rabiot's been in pretty deep.
He's been in show me the money for him.
He's gonna get a bag, man. I don't know who's gonna give it to him, but it wouldn't surprise me to see him in the Premier League next year. But let's just put a bow on it. We'll talk about Bayern and PSG. They both play that on Sunday too. Bayern host Hertha Berlin. Thomas Tuchel obviously got a lot of shit going on in that locker room, a lot of drama, a lot of egos.
Yeah.
People are pissed. People are out of form. You name it. To me,
Bayern, I wouldn't lay -2.5 on them.
No. But, for me, I can't even trust them on their ladders anymore. Like, they're just not clicking. So if the lineup looks really good and like maybe we have like, I don't want to see Mane in the team. If it's Choupo-Moting with like Musiala and Sane and Coman or something like that, I'll jump in. If we see like Mueller and Mane and like all the and Goretzka in the team, I'll be out. Like, I'll just look at some shot props for some of these guys. Reliable a Kimmich shot on target. Leroy Sané shots on target in the first half. He's out there, he's firing. So that'd be the way I'd play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play. I play this a lot. I talked about it on your spaces. I'm playing Sané, 2 shots on target. Like, but you could probably have to parlay that with something else. But I mean, you could play it straight. Like, I just don't want to play. Again, that's out of my play range. But he's the only aggressive one on the team. Like, the only one who still. Yeah. I feel like cares.
You look at Bayern's form right now. Lost to Mainz 3-1, and then the board had to come out and say, like, Oliver Kahn even said, he's like, I'm not even coming back. Like, he's done. Like, he's like, I don't even fuck with this anymore. They got really their shit handled comfortably by City. A draw with Hoffenheim in there. Like, they're just a loss to Freiburg. A month ago, like that was in the cup, but like I don't know. There's nothing to hold on to makes me excited to bet on Bayern. So, and then finally, I guess we'll end it with PSG at home to Lorient. The props are always tough to find value. It's Messi, it's Mbappe. The Mbappe brace. If it's 250-ish kind of range, I can kind of get behind Mbappe brace. Messi to assist and Mbappe goal. I kind of like those types of things.
I think I'm going to lock in PSG first half -1. I was gonna play PSG first half team total over 1.5, but it's only a difference of 32 cents. And do I think that Lorient's going to score 2 goals in the first half? No. So if PSG scores 2 goals in the first half, great. But if they only score 1, and then it pushes. I mean, if they score 2 and it pushes, I'll be okay. But if they only score 1, they win the first half and it pushes, I'll be even happier. For 30 cents is not that big.
Yeah, you look at the
difference to
first
me.
match between these two. Neymar opened the scoring. Moffy, when he was there, he's not there anymore, but he scored for Lorient, and Pereira scored the winner in the 81st minute. That was at Lorient.
That was a terrible. I remember watching. That was a terrible game for PSG.
Yep, I remember watching it as well. So, yeah, PSG's kind of hit some form here that I think they're just kind of seeing the season out. They're going to see the title out. People will say their goodbyes or whatever they need to do. Messi seems like he'll be out of there, but yeah, I think they'll win and they'll win comfortably. And I think Messi assist, Mbappe goal, that kind of stuff is all in play. But
what time does that Lyon match start? I need to put a bet in for that.
Lyon, that is at 2:45 or 3, I think. It's
okay. Cool.
We go to today.
I'm probably gonna play both teams to score in the first half. Pretty good numbers on that.
Bochum and Dortmund just kicked off. Yeah, 3 o'clock for Lyon. That's a good spot to end it, man.
Thanks everyone for listening. It's always fun.
Appreciate it. Oh yeah, great chopping it up with you, Brad. Good luck on your bets today. Let's get that Mullen goal here nice and early. And yeah, thank you viewers for listening. Thank you Pickett for sponsoring. Keep an eye on our channels in the Gold Boys Discord, of course, and on Twitter. We've got plays and stuff. But yeah, that's all. See you.